Hello and welcome. My name is Mark, and it is my absolute privilege to meet with these three amazing ladies who are the ward councillors who oversee the west coast of Cape Town. Why don't you introduce yourselves a little bit as we jump into this short interview?
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, friends. My name is Nora Gross. I'm the ward councillor for Ward 23 and the sub-council chair for Atlantis District.
Amazing.
Nice to be with you.
Good.
Wonderful. Thanks for having us here, Mark. I am Nikki Reder. I am the ward councillor for the Parkland Sunningdale area. I've got Bloubergrand as well. Lovely to be here with you.
Amazing.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Joy McCarthy, now Solomon, chairperson, ward councillor of Ward 113, which is the older table view, includes Killarney Gardens. And yes, happy to be with you in these really strange and odd times.
Yeah, and in these times, we wanted to take a moment to say we are working together to see a solution come, because this is a massive moment for our nation. And I think maybe, Nora, if you could help us there, this is a massive moment. The coronavirus, many have underestimated it, and the effects are going to be felt, and we are preparing for that. But what is the moment, and how can people respond?
Mark, let me take a step back. First of all, I want to thank you. When we initially launched this project, when you came on board, that's a mere 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
This was just a thought. And here we're sitting today with the three councillors that's combining efforts. The reality is we still don't know the impact this virus will have on our society and our communities. The one fact that we do know is under any circumstances, we're going to have a situation where vulnerable people will run out of food, where vulnerable people will not get the medication that they need, they won't get the services, and those that do not comply to the restrictions are actually going to affect far more infections than we've ever anticipated. So this is just a small effort that we are putting together, and subsequently I'm very happy that Councillor Reder and Joy in our immediate surroundings or bordering each other's wards have joined us to drive this initiative. This initiative is just a very small stepping stone to see and to say, how can we assist?
Yeah.
And it's people like yourselves and the community out there that we want to invite and say, let us make a difference. The impact is going to be greater than we ever anticipated in this area.
Yeah, amazing. And so it is a combined effort. It's not a one organization effort. It is very much a combined effort. But maybe, Nikki, you can help us. What is the West Coast COVID Relief Fund? What is its primary objective at this time facing this pandemic?
So I think the primary objective here is food relief. It's about feeding people who can't put food on their tables. We've got a lot of homes who are no work, no pay people. We have a lot of people whose companies haven't been able to afford to pay them their salaries, people who can't work from home. And it really is a struggle out there. It's not a normal situation we're facing. Nobody could see this coming, and nobody could stop it. You know, we are where we are, and we're doing our best. And we want to say, you know, the more people we can assist in this time, the better. This is going to be far-reaching effects. As Nora mentioned now, it's not just now. It's after this. Bills are running behind. We have people who are struggling to pay school fees. There are so many things that need to be paid that people are falling behind, that I think food is one of the things we can give them to take that pressure off them as well. You know, mental wellness in this time is also a big thing. With the pressures of not having the finances and being in a lockdown situation, that's really causing a lot of mental stress on people as well. So whilst we may be giving food, we're also helping with a lot of other things. It's a knock-on effect.
Yeah. Amazing. And it is that. It's a big effort. It determines, and we want to give people opportunities. We realize there's a lot of things happening and people are calling a lot of funds, but we're saying this is very much focused on the amazing people of the West Coast of Cape Town, covered by these areas and these ward councillors. But maybe, Joy, you can help us. What does it look like to partner in this? How can people give? What does that look like at this time?
Thank you, Mark. I want to thank you, Nora, for the initiative, because so many people are wanting to give, but they don't know where to give, and they want to be sure that their donation is going to be well spent and get to the people that really, really need it. And the famous quotation, these are the best of times, yet the worst of times. This is exactly applicable right now, because none of us, as we've all said, could have foreseen this. None of us were really prepared to cope with this. None of us were allowed to bulk buy
Yeah.
as we would normally have done if we had had prior warning. But everybody is asking, how can we help those in our area? And we do know, as Nikki said, that there are people who have no too much money,
Yeah.
have too much month at the end of their money, and particularly the vulnerable elderly, those
Yeah.
that are living alone, who don't have children in the province, whose children can't get to them. Those are the ones that we are targeting, particularly in my ward. I have old age homes,
Yeah.
I have old folk living alone, but we also have young families where, as Nikki says, no work, no pay. My daughter
Yeah.
happens to be one of those. And companies that are not going to survive. We're heading for an enormous economic downturn, particularly if, as we suspect might happen, it's extended for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
We are going to have an enormous economic downturn. And even when everything returns back to normal, the economy is not going to pick up straight away because people are still going to be wary. We don't know where you've been. We don't know what you've done. We don't know how good you've been
Yeah.
about the restrictions. So it's going to take a long time for South Africa, but I must say, Tableview is a good bunch of people. They really are great. They have huge hearts and they always want to help.
Yeah.
And in my community, I don't know what happens here, but at 8 o'clock, everyone gets out on the street and they all cheer for the neighborhood watchers and the ARCs and the people that are keeping us safe and making sure that people stick to the rules. We, instead of all the nitpicking that used to happen, now we're exchanging brain teasers and positive messages, and that to me has been a really good spin-off.
In my area, people seem to still have vuvuzelas at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's a real thing, and that has brought the nation back to 2010 all over again.
We actually have bagpipes.
There we
have
go.
a piper in our road, and he walks up and down and plays the bagpipes.
You share him
He's
around
actually
a bit.
gone viral.
But maybe, Nikki, maybe you can help me. What does it look like to give? Are we saying people can you pick up 7 toothbrushes? What does it look like to give, and what's most helpful right now?
So I think this operation has really picked up, and the need is so great that currently it just wouldn't be practical to run around and pick up small amounts of donations as much as we would appreciate them. So at this stage, we're looking for financial donations and bulk donations.
Yeah.
So if you are someone who produces maize meal and you can give us 1,000 units of maize meal, that's fantastic. If you're a company who can afford to give us 20,000 Rand towards these purchases of these goods,
Yeah.
we guarantee that every single cent is actually going into food.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting paid for this.
Yeah.
So no money is going into anybody's pockets for
Yeah.
fuel or anything like that. Every cent goes to food. So I think the important thing here is funding to keep our campaign practical, to be able to reach as many people as possible, and to keep the units that we're giving out, the parcels, as consistent as possible to people. That's probably the best way to go.
Yeah.
And if you're someone who can only give 50 or 100 Rand, we will
Awesome.
take that as well. Funding, is the ultimate at this stage. But if it is a specific donation, I think we're looking at bulk. And then if there are people that have other services that they feel can benefit the campaign, please do come forward. We can see how it is that we can accommodate you. Even post-lockdown, there might be people who'd be able to assist the community at large with other needs. So,
Yeah, amazing. I think this is the pack. So if you want to know what the food pack and what it looks like, it's about 340 Rand that goes into each one of these packs to sustain a family for as long as possible with as many basics and different elements and items. But maybe, Nora, you can help us. This isn't an initiative of one organization in the area or one business or even one ward. It is an operation that we're looking to help our area. You three will be overseeing an Excel spreadsheet that will be live and accessible, so to be audited and controlled. But maybe an invitation to businesses, to people who are saying, actually, we're on lockdown, how can we help? Well, maybe an invitation, organizations, individuals, whoever.
Yes, Mark, at this stage, I really want to appeal to everyone in our community. Because the need is so big, there's always mistrust that goes with any initiative.
Yeah.
Now, the measures that we've put in place, many times we find that NGOs, organizations, individuals purport, and request donations, and then we don't see where those donations go to. Now, we've committed to put every beneficiary on a spreadsheet. When we deliver, thanks to your help to help us to procure and then also to deliver, every delivery will be signed off so we can be accountable and give back to those donors to say, this is where your money was spent. This is what we purchased and this is what we've done. Too many times people are fearful of just another call for money, just another call for donations. This is life and death.
Yeah.
And we need to be accountable, we need to be transparent, and that's where we as councillors want to work together to make sure that every donation that's given, we can report and have those donations audited, that we can give a pure account to everyone that made a contribution to say, this is what you've done, this is where it's gone to. I also want to say that just for the sake of everyone listening or getting this streaming, please remember, it is not only for Tableview, not only for Parklands, not only Sunningdale, it stretches to the West Coast. Right now, I'm sitting with 2,600 names on our spreadsheets, beneficiaries that is in desperate need of feeding. Now, this is a small contribution to keep a family going for at least a week. So as we receive donations, we determined to try and service and provide to each one of those members coming on the spreadsheet where there's an indication there's need. However, I want to warn, we will monitor this very clearly and very strictly. There will be no double dipping. That's why we have a spreadsheet. When we deliver, then we'll make sure that those recipients or beneficiaries will not benefit from another fund, because the need is too great for us to provide over and over to the same family.
No double dipping.
No double dipping.
But we are going to do our best to look after. I've loved the creativity. I want to give out a shout out to the COVID-19 relief fund run. See what they did at the fund run. They're going to be running this weekend. Are you going to be running? We're raising finances for the COVID relief fund on the West Coast.
Put my shoes on.
Nora's got her running shoes on, and we're going to be running this weekend. So jump in. But actually, maybe the other initiatives. I want to say all businesses, owners, maybe a business owner is saying, I don't know how I can get involved. Maybe you're an organization leader, a church leader, any organization. Jump in, let your people know about it, that this is an opportunity to share, to make sure we look after our area at this time. I think that's, for me, the most exciting thing, is this is a moment. We don't know if we'll ever see a moment like this in history
Never.
again in our lifetime.
Never.
But this is a moment where I'm saying, and my wife and I are saying, what's this mean for us, for our organization that we lead, for the organizations you lead? How can we maximize our role in this moment? And I love the creativity that's coming out in the initiatives. But let's jump on. This is about people. And Joy, you said it so amazingly so earlier. This is about people. This is not about a fund. This is about people who, at the end of the day, when they receive these packs of 1 or 2, and we start our first 200 will be going out now. On the other side of this pack are people who need encouragement, they need life, this is a life source for them. It might be something that brings joy. It's all of these things.
And to know that someone cares.
Yeah, it's massive.
If you've never been hungry in your life before, you would not know the value that is delivered to your house.
Yeah.
And unity is strength. If all organizations, everyone that's able to give, can put their resources together, imagine the mighty turn that we can create in our immediate society to provide just the basic needs for those most desperate and vulnerable people.
So let's do it. Let's
Yes.
jump in. I heard the most amazing statement from a massive leader the other day. He reminded us of this truth. Leaders eat last. And the challenge that this time, it's not about just looking after ourselves. It's about being there for our community that we get placed in at this time. And if you're in lockdown here, it is wonderful that you are here. It's right that you're here. Why don't you play a part as part of the solution? Go check out the Facebook page, COVID Relief Fund, West Coast COVID Relief Fund. Go check out the website, WC COVID Relief Fund, one word, .co.za. All the details are there, all the information are there. There are multiple ways to give. You can give via EFT, you can give via credit card. We're trying to make it as easy for people to partner. And as Nikki said, maybe it's 50 Rand. We would love your 50 Rand to be able to sort some people. We would love your 5,000, whatever you can give at this time. Let's make sure we do our part at this time and in this moment. It's a privilege to have you here. Thank you for making the time. You are heroes. I've seen a little bit of what your job is. I didn't know it before, but it's massive. And so we're praying for you. We're supporting you and cheering you on at this time.
Thank you.
Let's do this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank
do
you.
it.
Come on.
West Coast, let's
Indeed.
do it.